Most singers in pop music rely on a single strength. Maybe it's their voice, maybe their stage presence, or maybe their image. Few manage to balance all three, and almost none transcend them. Jungkook, however, has achieved this rare balance. He doesn't just sing, he interprets music with an emotional depth that reaches beyond language barriers. He doesn't just perform, he transforms the stage into an experience where his body, voice, and presence merge into one seamless expression. And beyond the stage, he embodies an authenticity that resonates with millions. An authenticity that never feels manufactured or shallow. This multi-layered advantage, voice, performance, and authenticity fused into one is the heart of his superiority. Jungkook's voice is the most immediate expression of his advantage. It's a voice that refuses to be boxed in by categories. On one end, he can deliver raw, piercing notes that demand attention. On the other, he can slide into whispers that feel like secrets meant only for you. Unlike many pop singers who excel in one vocal register but struggle outside of it, Jungkook dominates across the spectrum. His lower tones carry warmth, his mid-range has clarity, and his high notes strike with emotional intensity. This versatility makes him a rare kind of vocalist, one who does not rely on production tricks or studio layering to sound compelling. When Jungkook sings live, his voice carries the same power as it does in recordings, if not more. But what sets him apart even further is not just his technical ability, it's the emotional weight behind it. When Jungkook sings, there's a sense that he is not performing at you, but for you and with you. Each note feels lived, not rehearsed. This is a quality most pop singers struggle with. Many can hit notes, but few can make you feel them. Jungkook's advantage lies in this emotional transmission. You don't just hear his songs, you experience them. And in that experience, his superiority becomes clear. Performance is another core element of his advantage. Jungkook is not a singer who stands still behind a microphone, letting his voice do the work. He is a performer who integrates voice and movement into a single narrative. His dance ability is not only technical but expressive. Every movement feels intentional, aligned with the rhythm and the meaning of the music. Pop singers in the West often separate these skills. The dancer who struggles with live singing, or the vocalist who avoids choreography. Jungkook refuses that separation. He manages both with precision and energy, singing live while executing complex routines without sacrificing vocal quality. This ability alone makes him stand in a league beyond most of his peers. Yet, even beyond technical mastery, his performances are captivating because they radiate sincerity. You don't watch Jungkook and feel like he is acting. You watch him and feel like he is revealing. His face, his gestures, his delivery, everything feels like an open invitation into his world. This sincerity cannot be faked, and it cannot be trained into someone. It is part of who he is, and it is precisely what makes audiences gravitate toward him. He doesn't need pyrotechnics, elaborate sets, or gimmicks to hold attention. His presence alone is enough. That is the mark of superiority. When your artistry requires no camouflage, authenticity is perhaps the most underrated yet most powerful part of Jungkook's advantage. In the world of pop music, image often overshadows identity. Singers are manufactured into brands, polished into marketable figures, and stripped of their rawness. Jungkook, despite being in the biggest band in the world, has never lost his rawness. He has always been transparent with his struggles, his growth, and his imperfections. This authenticity does not weaken his image, it strengthens it. Fans see him not as a distant star, but as a human being who is relatable, yet extraordinary. And in today's global culture, where audiences crave realness more than perfection, Jungkook's authenticity is his ultimate weapon. When comparing him to other pop singers, this authenticity becomes the line that divides. Many singers rely on image consultants and carefully controlled appearances. Their careers are shaped around what they should be rather than who they are. Jungkook, however, has built his career by being himself. Whether he is streaming casually, talking directly to fans, or simply showing his unfiltered personality, he maintains the connection that makes him irreplaceable. Other pop singers might generate hits, but Jungkook generates trust. And in music, trust is more powerful than a single song. It is what creates longevity, loyalty, and legacy. But Jungkook's advantage goes even further than just his artistry. What makes him far superior is how this artistry has translated globally. He has reached audiences in places where language and culture would normally be barriers. He has broken into Western markets, not by imitating Western pop, but by bringing his own identity and making the world come to him. This is a rare phenomenon. Most non-Western artists adjust to fit Western standards to succeed globally. Jungkook flipped that narrative. He proved that his artistry is not only enough, but superior. And as a result, Western audiences adapted to him, not the other way around. That is power, and that is superiority. It would be easy to reduce Jungkook's success to the machinery of BTS or the influence of K-pop. But to do so would be to miss the very point of his advantage. Even within BTS, Jungkook stands out. His voice is distinct, his presence is magnetic, and his performances often become the focal point of attention. He is not just part of the machine, he is an engine driving it forward. His advantage is not borrowed, it is his own. That's why, even when standing among 6 other world-class performers, Jungkook shines as if the spotlight was made for him. And this leads to an undeniable truth. Jungkook is not just a singer, not just a performer, and not just an idol. He is an embodiment of what pop should be: authentic, versatile, emotional, and transformative. This is the advantage that no one else has mastered to the same degree. Others may have fragments of it, but only Jungkook carries the full combination. That is why he is not only superior, but far beyond the competition. When you watch Jungkook perform an older song, it never feels outdated. His interpretation refreshes it, making it feel alive in the present moment. This is rare. Many singers sound as though they are trapped in the era of their hit singles, unable to evolve without losing their identity. Jungkook never faces this problem because his identity is not chained to one sound, one aesthetic, or one era. His identity is rooted in his adaptability. He can perform a pop ballad, a hip-hop influenced track, a rock-inspired anthem, or even a soft acoustic number, and in each case, it feels authentic. This adaptability is not surface level. It comes from his deep understanding of music as an art form rather than as a product. And that is the difference. Many pop singers treat music as a product to sell, while Jungkook treats it as a medium to express. That is why audiences across the globe connect to him even if they don't understand the language. Music is universal, but only when it is delivered with genuine expression. Jungkook has mastered this, which is why his songs feel like experiences that do not require translation. People don't just listen to him, they feel him. This feeling creates loyalty. And loyalty is the kind of advantage that money, marketing, or even industry power cannot buy. Another area where Jungkook's superiority becomes clear is in his work ethic. Superiority is not simply about natural talent. It is about how that talent is developed and refined. Many singers rely heavily on what they were born with, and as a result, their artistry eventually plateaus. Jungkook, however, is relentless in his pursuit of growth. From his earliest days as a teenager debuting in BTS, he demonstrated a hunger to improve vocally, physically, and creatively. He studied other performers, practiced endlessly, and pushed himself in ways that most singers would find exhausting. This drive is not just admirable, it is what cements his dominance. Other pop singers may have the skill to start strong, but few sustain it. Jungkook's advantage lies in his consistency. He has shown year after year that his performance level does not dip, even under immense pressure. This is the mark of an artist who is not only talented, but disciplined. Superiority in music requires more than one hit or one successful era. It requires the ability to remain excellent over time. Jungkook has proven that he is not a momentary star, he is a force of continuity. But beyond discipline, there is creativity. Jungkook is not content with staying within the boundaries given to him. He experiments, explores, and reinvents himself constantly, whether through his solo work, his collaborations, or even his choices in cover songs. He demonstrates a fearless creativity that shows he is not afraid to take risks. Other pop singers often hesitate to break away from their established sound out of fear that audiences won't accept it. Jungkook, however, has confidence in his ability to make any sound his own. This is another clear sign of superiority, the ability to lead rather than follow. When Jungkook releases music, it doesn't feel like he is chasing the industry. It feels like the industry is watching him, ready to follow his lead. His releases set conversations, trends, and expectations. He creates moments that define pop culture, rather than simply participating in them. And this kind of influence is not built overnight. It is the result of years of dedication, combined with an artistry that people genuinely trust. Other pop singers may trend briefly, but Jungkook shapes the narrative itself. That is, power. Now, let's look at impact. A superior artist is not only defined by what they achieve for themselves, but also by the ripple effect they create. Jungkook's influence extends beyond his own music into the broader cultural sphere. He has become a symbol of global unity in music, breaking down barriers that traditionally separated Eastern and Western entertainment. His presence proves that pop music is no longer owned by one region or one language. It is universal, and Jungkook is at the center of this evolution. This is why his advantage matters so much. He is not just superior in the context of charts, awards, or sales. He is superior in the context of what pop music means. He has redefined it as an inclusive space, where identity and authenticity are not sacrificed for global recognition. In this way, his superiority is not only about artistry, it is also about legacy. Pop singers come and go, but very few change the landscape of music itself. Jungkook is doing exactly that, and at such a young age, his potential to continue shaping the industry is virtually limitless. It is also important to recognize that Jungkook's advantage lies in his relationship with his audience. Pop singers often struggle to maintain long-term connections with fans, especially as fame grows and distance increases. Jungkook defies this norm. Despite his global stardom, he has maintained a bond with his fans that feels genuine and reciprocal. He doesn't treat fans as consumers, he treats them as partners in his journey. Through his openness, his communication, and his authenticity, he has built a relationship of mutual respect and trust. This bond is one of the most powerful aspects of his superiority. Other pop singers may have fans, but Jungkook has a community. This community is not sustained by hype alone. It is sustained by the real emotional connection he fosters. That is why his fanbase remains loyal, consistent, and passionate, regardless of circumstances. This loyalty amplifies his advantage because it ensures that his influence is not fleeting. As long as he continues to stay true to himself, his fans will stay true to him. And this brings us to the final point of this section: longevity. Superiority in pop music is often short-lived. The industry moves fast, audiences shift, and trends die out. Very few artists manage to remain relevant across decades. Jungkook, however, is already demonstrating that he has what it takes to achieve longevity. His artistry is timeless, his fanbase is loyal, and his influence is growing rather than shrinking. He has built the kind of foundation that ensures he will not just be remembered for a few years of success, but for an entire career that defines an era. In essence, Jungkook's advantage is not a single element, but a fusion of qualities: voice, performance, authenticity, creativity, work ethic, connection, and impact. Together, these form a superiority that no other pop singer can match. They make him not just one of the best, but truly far beyond the rest.